This is Sports Drive.
Welcome back into Sports Drive. Once again, I'm your host, Preston Moore. Mentioned we're going to talk some high school football. We just got done talking to Adam Nairn, Hereford head coach, to talk about that Hereford and Randall game. Now we're going to talk to the Randall head coach, Dan Sherwood, joins the show now. Coach Sherwood, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This game against Hereford is a very big game for many reasons. Obviously, one thing that's still in the balance is district playoff seedings, and depending on where you end up in the playoff seedings, whether you end up first or fourth, can certainly determine the longevity that you may have when playoffs roll around. And this game could be key in determining some of that. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of this game and just how you guys have been viewing it in the locker room leading up to Friday night.
Well, the importance of this game is because it's the next game. That's the biggest mindset that we've had every single week. And so we're going to continue that weekly focus on whatever opponent it is that we have. That's the biggest game of the year for us. And it's been 10 straight weeks of a grind, and then we're going to empty the tank this week. That's kind of been our motto. And then we'll get that bye week, the very last week of the season, try to rest up and recuperate and get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing that is interesting that I did just talk to Coach Nairn about is the bye week. Obviously, they're coming off of a bye week, and so they've had a little bit of time to rest and get ready for this game. And then you guys, this is your last game of the regular season because the last week of the regular season is you guys' bye week. How do you think that will play into this game? And when you say we want to empty the tank, what does that mean to you?
That just means give everything that you have, and that's something that you expect everybody to be able to do, but sometimes you just know that you still got stuff ahead of you, and sometimes you hold back a little bit, but whenever you got a bye week like this coming up after this game, it just gives you a little bit extra motivation to know that you're going to get a little bit longer rest, a little bit longer recovery time to be able to go out there and really give it everything that you have.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think one thing that will play into this game quite a lot, as it always does with both of these two teams, is home field advantage. Last year, this game was in Hereford. It was a very big game. Obviously, Hereford taking home that pivotal win for them that last year. And then this year at Happy State Bank Stadium, you guys will have the home field advantage. How much do you think that will play into the game, knowing Raider Nation is going to come out and support?
We always want to go out there and protect our home field and make sure we give our home crowd a good show. It's going to be senior night for us too, so we want to make sure and honor those seniors that we have and send them out of their home stadium on a high. And but more than anything, we've always preached that great teams play great on the road, and we know that we're going to have some road ball games coming up ahead of us. So enjoy this very last home game, knowing that you're probably not going to get any more games at Happy State Bank, but who knows? I could be wrong on that. We could win a coin flip or something like that. But right now, we're just focusing on a really good Hereford team that we're going to have to go out and play our best football to give ourselves a chance.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned senior night. Obviously, it's your first year with the team, but I know that being a part of a team and a part of sports, relationships can develop very quickly and very strongly. And I know that as a coach, that's something you've spoken to me about on this show, is how important relationships are to you with your players and how you were having them over to your house in the off season just to start building that before your first season even began as head coach. Talk to me a little bit about what this group of seniors has meant to you, your first group of seniors at Randall.
Your first group's always special. It's always going to be like that. It's unfortunate that we've got a small group of them, but they're still just as special as any other senior group that we've ever had or are ever going to have. And we want to make sure that we honor them and the traditions and the work that they've put into Randall High School to make it what it is. One of the best high schools in the state of Texas overall. Academics, fine arts, athletics, everything. And so we want to make sure we do the best that we can to send them out on a high note. But relationships are everything. And it's not just coach to player relationships. It's coach to coach. It's the coach to the community. It's player to player. It's everything. Every possible grouping that you could think of. Relationships mean everything. And there's a very tight-knit group over here at Randall. I'm very happy to be part of this community now. And hopefully that we can continue the traditions, the high expectations that they have here. Finish off on a high note, and hopefully we can play some football a little bit longer.
Yeah, you mentioned that great teams play good football on the road as well as at home, and there is a chance that you guys will only have road games after this one, and you may not play at Happy State and Big again this year. Whenever you take that into account, Hereford is a great team in their own right, 6-2 on the year, have beaten a lot of very good teams, and they're going to be on the road coming to you guys. How do you plan to counter a great team that will probably play great on the road against you?
Well, I expect it to be a good football game. It's two very good teams. Coach Nairn's done a great job there in his third year, I believe. They're at Hereford. They're big, they're physical, they're fast. The quarterback can sling it around pretty much anywhere. Their defense flies around to the football and has created quite a few turnovers and takeaways. So we got to make sure that we really got to take care of the football. But this late in the game, you should start to be getting into a rhythm. So I'd like to see us start faster than we did last week. It's kind of been some ups and downs, and that happens in the first year with a late transition and whole new system and who are these guys and what's going on type of deal. But told the kids, and they keep getting better and better, of how much faith I have in each and every one of them, that they can go out there and get the job done. Because at the end of the day, the career choice that we've made as coaches is putting trust into these teenage kids and helping them to learn that they're capable of doing whatever it is that they set their mind to, be it a football game, be it anything else that they choose to do in life. We've got to be that positive support, that positive impact for those kids, to just help them understand that if they put in enough work to something, they're going to find success. And these kids have worked extremely hard.
You mentioned it's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs in this season. You guys have had big wins, big losses, close games. You've had a taste of everything this year. How do you think that prepares your kids, knowing that you've kind of had just about every kind of football game that you can have this year?
Pretty much. So there's really nothing we haven't seen now. We've kind of been through it all. What I am pleased of, though, that we've had some close victories, and those are always the toughest ones. And if you got kids that could come out on top of a close victory, that shows the capability that you have of your team. The tough losses, the big ones, those just kind of get away from you. Whenever kids are fighting, they're doing everything they can. We're doing everything we can. And sometimes it just didn't go your way. We've been good at being able to flush that down, be able to forget about it and get back up to where we need to be and execute and play to the standard that we expect. So I expect our kids to be able to bounce back and to be able to gut it out, show that true grit that they've got, and put a really good football game together. Because we still, in our wins, obviously in our losses too, we have not put our best football out there completely in all three phases of the game. And that's something that you can kind of hold on to and think about, that once we do put our best football out there, they got a chance to be a pretty good football team. And so we're going to just continue to push that rock up the hill and get closer and closer to the best football that we can play.
Absolutely, Coach Sherwood. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. We're looking forward to this Friday night game against Hereford. Really big game. Again, playoff seedings remain in the balance, and if it's true that you guys haven't put your best foot forward in all three phases of the game, then there's certainly maybe some surprises still up the Randall Raiders sleeve, and we're looking forward to seeing the rest of the season for you guys. Best of luck on Friday night, and thanks for joining the show.
Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys do.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with more Sports Drive after the break. Stick around.